Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Tuesday Talk. Today I'm joined by a friend and colleague, Dr. Therese Northrup with Rua High Chiropractic. Say hello, Dr. Therese.
Hi.
Good. Thanks so much for joining us today. Really excited to have you on to talk about your industry and your passion behind the whole chiropractic world. I know a lot of people, especially now my age, definitely are increasing issues in their bodies. So I thought it'd be great to have you on to share a little bit about your history, your love and passion for the industry, and maybe some of these fun tips and tricks. So yeah, if you would start by introducing yourself, tell us about what got you into this industry and what you love about it.
Sure. And thanks so much for having me. I appreciate you inviting me.
Yeah.
So I'm Dr. Therese Northrup, and I'm a chiropractor. I've been in practice for over 10 years. I have my own practice, Rua High Chiropractic. The short answer to how I got into it is that I was seeing a chiropractor, and one day she turned to me and said, "So when are you gonna go?"
Oh wow.
And I'm like, "Go where?" She said, "Chiropractic school."
Okay.
So she saw something in me I hadn't seen in myself.
Wow.
And as I thought about it and looked at it as a profession, it just started to feel like, yeah, this really is something that I would find interesting, that I love helping people. I find kind of that natural approach to health kind of fit who I was and kind of fit my wheelhouse already. And I was like, this is never going to get boring.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I'm going. And so I, went to chiropractic school and, went through that and graduated and all of those things. So yeah, that's kind of the short answer how I got into it.
Yeah, that's a crazy story to hear about that. That's how you got into your career, which has now turned into your life's passion and life's work. So that's fantastic. Yeah, it's good on that chiropractor that you saw to notice that. That's funny. Awesome. So there's a lot of chiropractic practices in the city, in the region, in the area, in the states, in the world. I know in our previous meetings and conversations and chats, you've mentioned that you do a more holistic approach that's different from a lot of the other standard ones. Talk a little bit more about that and what that means to you and why you take that approach versus other possible approaches. Yeah,
so I do a lot of low force work. So most people, when they think about chiropractic, it's like crunch, crunch, crunch. Yeah. Like it's like to your neck or whatever.
Right.
And I don't do that.
Yeah.
There's very little popping and cracking. And despite that, an adjustment is happening. There's over 200 chiropractic techniques out there.
Wow.
And I chose ones that I feel like really a lot of patients are very responsive to, and ones that I like working with and that I enjoy, like in terms of what's good for my body.
Yeah.
A lot of chiropractors tend to choose techniques that their body really responds to because, they're like, wow, this is amazing. This is better than this other thing. And that's how somebody might get into a specialty technique or something like that instead of kind of the normal. And I do try and be really holistic. So we're not just looking at neck pain and back pain. I really try and talk to my patients about things like lifestyle, nutrition, wellness tools like essential oils, but also just in terms of what chiropractic is for. Most people think chiropractic, well, unless I have neck pain or back pain, I don't need a chiropractor. And that's usually people's assumption.
Right.
And actually, chiropractic wasn't developed to have anything to do with neck pain or back pain.
Wow.
It was actually developed as a non-invasive way to impact the nervous system and help remove interference from the nervous system.
Okay.
And your nervous system controls and coordinates everything in your body. And so when you get adjusted, you're not just impacting, yes, we get people out of pain. It's a ton of fun to get someone out of pain.
Yeah.
And have them have better function, from a musculoskeletal perspective and everything. But it also impacts pretty much every organ and system in the body because, that spinal column houses your spinal cord, and there's nerves going out, and that's your communication system. And if things aren't communicating well, you're going to end up with problems, right? And you're going to have decreased function. And you may not know it's from lack of nervous system function unless you get it checked, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, something's wrong with my, digestion. People think, oh, I need to go do something about my digestion.
Yeah.
But, I've had patients where we get them adjusted and their reflux goes away because it was poor communication between the brain and the body. Maybe that those muscles for the sphincter weren't firing properly or whatever. And so they had reflux and get them adjusted and it goes away. And you don't have to like, throw acid, things at it or whatever. So, I've had patients, their brain functions improve. One patient told me, that she felt like she got her brain back after a couple adjustments. She had been under a lot of stress. Her mom had cancer and then passed away, and it had been like 6 years since her mom had gotten sick. And we got her adjusted a couple times. She's like, you know what, at work, I feel like I have the brain I had before my mom got sick. Wow. And she felt like she had that kind of, her cognition came back. And that's a huge thing that chiropractic adjustments can impact are stress levels. Yeah. And decrease somebody's stress levels or basically make it easier for the body to adapt to stress. And you got to remember, stress is not just, relationships or time, lack of time, or too much to do. You also can have chemical stressors, musculoskeletal stressors, so if you have poor posture, that's putting stress on your body. If we take care of that, that kind of increases your bandwidth so your body can handle the other stressors in life better. Wow. So anyway, I tend to really, as being holistic, try and help my patients see that this is not just about getting you out of pain. Mm-hmm. This is also about, helping you live better. I mean, I on my business cards, my tagline is move more freely, breathe more deeply, live more fully. Because that's the goal. It's not just to get you to be out of pain and move better, but then you have kind of more space in your life and you can go live your life the way you want to and do the things that you're passionate about that maybe the pain and the stress or whatever was keeping you from giving 100% to. So. Wow, that is just, my mind's blown right now. Just that knowledge of that it's, I mean, my perception and a whole lot of people's perception is that got a crick in the neck. Oh, I pulled a muscle, playing basketball. Let me go see a chiropractor, get adjusted real quick and things like that. But to think past that and for you to have that experience and knowledge just in the 2 minutes you kind of just converse is just that's amazing. That is, wow. So it is the coolest stuff. I could talk all day about the body and how it works. Wow, yes, that's fantastic. We'll have to get you on again to talk a little bit longer and stuff. So, no, that's awesome. And to hear that story about someone that lost their mom and, to not have the same mentality, but you were able to affect their mentality and help, get their brain and mental awareness and health back to normal. That's just amazing. Yeah, she just felt like I can think better. Yeah. I'm sharper on the job. It's not as exhausting to think. Yeah. It's like, hey, that's amazing. Plus, I mean, she's now been seeing me regularly for a few years, and she used to get regular shoulder pain. I mean, that's why she came in the first place. Is she'd have these shoulder spasms that would last for weeks, and she hasn't had them in a long time. Wow, that is amazing. That is that's a true living, walking testimonial to you and your practice and experience. So that's awesome. That's awesome. So I know there are a lot of our viewers that are also kind of 9-to-5 desk sitters or working from home and things like that, and obviously learning about what more that you do obviously just doesn't play into that, your posture and your neck and back. But do you have any quick tips or tricks that our viewers can practice while they are slouched over their computer or slouched on their phone that everyone is today to keep their posture straight? And to start with, don't slouch. Yes, right. But I mean, this kind of posture puts a lot of strain on the neck and back. Mm-hmm. I mean, just having your ears forward of your shoulders by 1/4 of an inch puts an extra, 2.5 pounds of pressure on your neck. Yeah. So if you're a full inch forward, like this, you're putting like an extra pound of pressure, or extra 10 pounds of pressure on your neck. Wow. So when we're doing this all the time, it's putting just a lot of strain on the neck and back and shoulders. And so raising your computer screen, your phone, holding it up higher versus doing this like we always do. Yeah. But if you find yourself starting to slouch forward, kind of resetting your shoulders is a great thing to do. Ideally, basically, if you want to know where your shoulders are supposed to be, you start doing a shoulder roll, get to the peak, don't roll back, just drop straight down, and you should feel the muscles at the bottoms of your shoulder blades engage. Oh, yeah. That's where you want to set your shoulders. That's normal posture. And then we just try and keep our ears in line with those shoulders. Yeah. It's not like pulling them back. It's just start a shoulder roll. When you get to the top, just pull them down, and so I have patients that when they work on the computer a lot and they catch themselves, they'll kind of reset it. And if they do that on a regular basis, that helps that they have less going on the next time they come in.
Yeah.
You know, and it helps
Yes.
take care of the pain so
Yeah.
that they're not having as much pain at the end of the day and stuff. So that's one thing that you can do. Also, getting up and taking stretch breaks.
Okay.
Getting up, you know, make sure you're standing up. And, you know, we tend to, a lot of things in our society pull everything in like this, shoulders roll in. So doing some stretches to kind of open out the chest.
Okay.
You know, arm up against the wall, open that up, kind of as a stretch break, roll the neck a little bit.
Yeah, great. So yeah, all you guys sitting at home watching this, definitely get up and, you know, do your shoulder rolls and get adjusted and be in line. But, well, thank you so much. That was amazing kind of insight into your life, and obviously just a small fraction of that, and into your passion behind it. I can truly tell that, you know, you're really passionate and you know exactly what you're doing. For any of you that want to reach out to learn more about Dr. Therese and her practice and get a little more information, we'll post her information in the comments below. Thank you again. It was so nice talking to you and chatting. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.